Issues of the moment introduced by the outlawed Ipob on 9th August 2021. It came into effect because of the continued detention of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is standing trial for alleged treason and terrorism. Although the group had suspended the order in September 2021, there have been reports of forceful and violent enforcement of the order by suspected thugs in the region. What has been the effect of the sit-at-home order on the economy of the Southeast region? That's our topic for today. And today I have three discussants sitting on Ayo Onwunle. Honorable Onwunle is a public affairs analyst. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Welcome, viewers.
Let me start with you, Ayo. You had the background information concerning the issue we are discussing today, the effect of the sit-at-home order on our economy. What do you consider to be the effect? 1 year after it came into effect, August last year.
Thank you very much. Well, the sit-at-home order, I want to view it from two dimensions. And the first dimension is the impact on, the economy, and the second will be the impact on, leadership, in the Southeast. Firstly, one would have, when this sit-at-home order came into being, people were really, people were not quite happy. There was, in the society, so to say, there were some school of thought who really see it as a hint to the government, on the struggle in question. And some people really see it also that the Southeast leadership are not on the same page, with the struggle or with the leadership of the Ipob that made the sit-at-home order. But firstly, looking at it holistically, it has a lot of people, some people, traders per se, they make their money on daily basis, some artisans as well. But that has hampered their trade, and they are also complaining and wishing that governments, the leadership, or they look into this order so that they can remove all the hitches in their business. So as it stands now, I think some people they are counting their losses because they are not making money as at when the society is free to move around and trade. So I hope something will be done on it.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir Moses Ogulna, apart from being a lawyer, you are a media entrepreneur. And I know that it has been affecting your business in one way or the other. Can you share with us your experience?
You see, before I share my experiences, I will say that the order for sit-at-home was initially done by the outlawed Ipob. The people of Southeast, the whole of the states, appears to have embraced it. I do not subscribe to anybody saying it was out of pressure, out of compulsion. No, it appears the whole Southeast was agreeable by them. They were in support of it. So everybody welcomed the sit-at-home order, maybe to pressurize the federal government in releasing Nnamdi Kanu. By then, Nnamdi Kanu was not in court. When he was charged to court, every other person thought that the order would have lapsed, waiting for justice to be done by the courts. I know that even the Ipob themselves made an order that the sit-at-home should be relaxed. Now they have to allow the name of the court take their decisions. But unfortunately, the sit-at-home has lingered. The whole of the Southeast are businessmen. By the sit-at-home that goes on now, it means the entire Southeast has only 4 days out of the 7 days of the week to do business. And remember that these 4 days includes the days those people traveling from outside the states that come to do the business in Aba have to do it within these 4 days. And that has affected the business of the people. The people who Nnamdi Kanu aspires to defend their rights are now being affected by the order of sit-at-home. The business is no longer booming as usual. The markets are not booming on those days. Everybody will have to sit at home and lock his shops and do nothing. Sometimes we see in a week when it appears that Nnamdi Kanu goes to court. Let's say he goes to court on Tuesday or Wednesday. It means there will be a sit-at-home on Monday and a sit-at-home on Tuesday. The market days will be reduced to 3 days. And for a whole year now, it has been like that. It has affected the people. It has affected the income of the traders, the business, the economy of the Southeastern people have shut down drastically.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Professor Adiele, Sir Moses Obona said that the entire Southeast embrace the sit-at-home order. But now it does appear that the people are licking their wounds. Why are they complaining?
Well, they are complaining, irrespective of what Moses said. I wouldn't want to agree that almost every person, but the majority of the persons, and you know, when you talk about leadership, it is more on the youths. And the youths were the people who started, who even enforced it, you know, from the beginning. And they looked as if the IPOB themselves were in support of it. You know, but the worry about it is that even when the IPOB has stopped it, they've made several announcements on air, on papers, even by their spokesperson, the one they call him powerful, has said so many things against it. But I think, just like they mentioned, it is a solidarity. And by now, that solidarity is supposed to have come down. Like Ayo here mentioned the government coming into it. This thing has no business with the government. Even if you like, do it for 20 years, it has no business with the government. And there is no how the government will do anything about it. I think it is a decision, a choice.
Are you talking about the federal government?
Yes, I'm talking about the federal government. They have nothing to do with it. And I think it is a decision because the IPOB has called it off long ago. It is a decision made by majority of the Southerners. But one good thing about it is it's skeletally, you know, waving off. Because I know when it started, you cannot travel out of Aba to any other nearby town. But yesterday, there was supposed to be that same sit-at-home. For instance, we come to work here, but a lot of people also traveled from Umaya into Aba, and even some went to Onocha. That is to say, the thing is gradually easing off, and it's going to die a natural death. Why do I say so? I say so because the IPOB themselves, except for some miscreants, who based on that to, you know, perpetrate certain evils and so on. The IPOB has nothing to do with the sit-at-home on Mondays. The thing has affected our economy so badly. I remember one of the days when the federal government had public holidays, either one of these religious public holidays, Tuesdays and Wednesday plus Monday. Out of the 4 days, as Mo talked about, you had only a day left. And there are a lot of people, artisans and so on, who depend on daily, what they make on daily basis. And when 4 days is off, when 3 days is off from what they are doing, what do you expect? Automatically they will go hungry. So it has not been fair to the people. But my take on this seriously is that it is not caused by any person, it is caused by the Southeasterners themselves. And a lot of people who would have their time to go about their business would be afraid of most of these hoodlums and miscreants who will hook up on that and to perpetrate evils and to look for people to dupe. So because of that, they prefer staying back at home. The thing has nothing to do with the federal government.
Okay. I quite disagree with you.
Okay.
If you say it has nothing to do with federal, and the IPOB that initiated the sit-at-home says we have lapsed the sit-at-home, who now enforces it? Is it IPOB? If there is a lawlessness, who takes care? Is it IPOB? If IPOB went on air to say, everybody go about your business, we are no longer enforcing the sit-at-home order because it is affecting our people. And there are hoodlums who are on the street to say, sit at home. What is the role of the federal government? Because it is only the federal government that controls the army, the police, the navy, all that. It is the federal government. Should the federal government sit back at the recess of their barracks and homes to say, Haleka Shaya? If the federal government says that, they are enjoying the hardship the Easterners are suffering over the Senate. That means they have failed to do what they're supposed to do to make sure that the order of the Ipob for people to go about their businesses to be enforced.
I said the federal government has no hand in this because I know we have the state. The state is here. We have a state who is in charge. The chief security of the state is an Igbo man. Let's assume I'm talking about Abia State. He's an Igbo man. And then he is there because so many times I've seen the police station their vehicles at strategic junctions on Mondays. Why do they do that? They do that to tell the people that they can go about their business. But how many persons are ready to come out from that? I also said that it is not the function of the federal government because as we speak now, the sit-at-home order on Mondays is caused by the Easterners themselves for fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown is because at times the hoodlums, just like he rightly said, the hoodlums will want to come out. But for some time now, people go about. Like yesterday, being Monday, a lot of people moved around. You see Keke moving, unlike when it started. And if you go to a market, you see it is skeletally opened. And you see some people, you may not go inside the market, but you see also some people who carry their ways by the market ways to make their sales. So we don't expect the federal government to come down there because this is almost not their business, like I said. And I know why I said that. It is not their business. Since you people have decided to starve yourselves, go ahead and kill yourselves. And then we allow ourselves to die. We will say no. So it's just left for our leaders down here to enforce this and make sure, since the IPOB said they are withdrawn from this sit-at-home order, everybody should go about this business. It is now left for both we have a sort of state police here, or call it a vigilante. They are here. If they move, if they keep their vehicles at strategic positions in various junctions and so on, even in the market, and when the people are sure that if they go out, nothing will happen to them, they will move ahead. They will move ahead and do their business. So that is why I keep saying it's not the issue of the federal government.
Now, Honorable Onwole, just like both of them have said, on Mondays we don't usually see law enforcement agents on our roads. That's the truth, and it seems that maybe they're also afraid. Now, on that part, can it be said that the federal government has failed in its duty to protect the lives and property of those in the southeast?
Well, thank you, Chief James. I don't want us to lose sight of the fact that the sit-at-home order is a sort of civil disobedience tool, to send a message to government about the agitation, what the Easterners are going through. So it is an ideology, and that has been built into the psyche of the people, and that is why it's not the federal government that did it, but that the federal government, that it came from the agitation and pressure from the ethnic nationality leaders as well as the governors of Southeast. But the government had to come in, to attend to their cries and see how to fine-tune. So I think the federal government still has a role to play. So the forces of question, we see them just end like that.
Okay, thank you. Now, Sir Moses Ogbonna, yes, and the sit-at-home order has been suspended long ago. Now, based on that, do you think that is the right approach for whatever Ipob is agitating for? Is it not a case of cutting your nose to smite your face?
Suspension of the sit-at-home is the best thing for IPOB to do. If they want to show that they are law-abiding citizens, that they are not terrorist organizations, terrorist groups don't obey the law. Eastern area is a terrorist area. Igbos obey the law. We are law-abiding citizens. When IPOB says sit-at-home, they sit-at-home. If the federal government says come out, then we come out. So the only thing is that the boys who are now executing the sit-at-home, IPOB says they are not our people. If the IPOB that the federal government says they proscribed comes out to say the people you ought to proscribe are not our members, we are not abiding citizens. Why not the government come back and perform their responsibilities? On Mondays, you don't see policemen on the street. You don't see army on the street. You don't see anybody on the street. On Tuesday, you see them. And when they come out on Tuesday, they are not even after the criminals. They are after particulars of records. In fact, the police will be angry if they check their particulars and they are in all of it. They become an order. Because you no longer give them the cost to collect money from you. I've not seen a policeman that says, open your boot. The crime is not on particulars. They look for boys who carry phone. Is it a crime to carry phone?
And laptops.
And laptops. Is it a crime to carry laptops? Most of the businesses that I've done now, I've done on WhatsApp.
Online.
Online. And the means of doing it online is on phones and all that. They catch you. Open your phone. They arrest you. Bring 300,000. Bring 400,000. Bring one. It's very difficult now to even go to police to register your case. For police to come arrest 100,000. And when they get that person, they charge 200,000 to release those people. At the middle of the night, I received a message that a policeman who retired and is now blind, they owe a certain person 50,000. They arrested the wife. And the policewoman at Ogwelangwa, Isalangwa police station, said that that woman will be in custody to release the 50,000. All efforts were put in place, including the former PPRO of Zone 9, pleaded. The policewoman refused. They sent the matter to me, and I sent it to our police in Abuja. And promptly, that woman was released by. And in fact, the pitying aspect of this matter is that when the family sold their properties, and provided the 50,000. The policewoman insisted that they will bring 30,000 for bail. When they provided the 30,000, said there must be 4,000 for desk. I said, how can you do that? Today I've just come back from court. Police somewhere in Azoka police station arrested a woman, took away her phone so that she does not communicate with the family. Held her in prison in custody for 4 days. And they brought her to court without notifying me. And that woman, because of somebody to take her on bail, stayed another 6 days in prison custody. We have just got to secure her bail. These are the things we suffer in the hands of police. But the ordinary sit at home that has been removed, police cannot enforce the right of the citizens.
Okay, thank you, Sir Moses Obona, for that explanation. At this point, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, Issues of the Moment continues. Today's edition is the effect of the sit-at-home order on the economy of the Southeast region. Don't go away. Welcome back to the program. This is Issues of the Moment, and today, like I said earlier, we are discussing the sit-at-home order on the economy of the Southeast. I'm sure that you are aware that this is a phone-in program, so at this point we are going to pull our telephone line so that you can be part of this interesting discussion. You can reach us on 091-6828-4994. I'm going to take it again. 091-6828-4994. Professor Dele, according to David Umahi, the governor of Ebonyi State, he said that the Southeast loses about 10 billion naira to the sit-at-home order on Mondays. Don't you think that we are paying a heavy price for it?
Yes, I think so. Like I said earlier, in as much as I know that the military and paramilitary we have around here are supposed to do something, because the IPOB themselves, like I said earlier, Ipob had announced severally, even on papers and also in the radio and television, that they have no hand in the sit-at-home. They were very specific about that and said it's only going to be on maybe any day now the car will be going to court. And because this is a sort of solidarity, I think that it should be so. And that's why I said it is not a function of the federal government. I am thinking that our people, whether it's more than that 9 billion or 10 billion we are losing, we know that a lot of things are getting wrong. Each day you sit at home, because we have a lot of people, majority of our people predominantly are traders. So because of that, there is no how we cannot count our losses. That one is very paramount. But where I continue to talk about is the action of our people. If the IPOB had said, no, go back to your businesses on Mondays, that one is off. Go back to your businesses. What is keeping us? And if you're waiting for the federal government to give an order and say, shoot aside, if you see anybody that is sitting at home, will the federal government come to our houses Obviously, it is true that most of the times on these Mondays you may not see any police truck, except once or twice. I know at Brass Junction I've seen 2 police vehicles there on some Mondays, but it's not always. And what about other areas in Aba? What about our marketplaces where people trade and so on? The security men are supposed to be there to ensure that yet what these people said, that it is being implemented. So I sincerely believe it is there. You remember that just like when you are in a group working, it will be difficult for 1 or 2 persons to come there to attack you. So it is still a problem. Also, the Igbo leaders, just like Ayo mentioned earlier, the Igbo leaders also have a lot to do about that. Those who are in the marketplaces, the market masters who are in charge of the lock and key of the markets, do they come there to open and somebody closes it? A lot of people are now going back to their businesses gradually. So that is why I sincerely believe it is still a problem. And when the generality of the public realize this and go to their places, even the hoodlums, they will have fear. They will not come out to attack any person because when they know. But when the operation is very scanty, you come here, you see one person, you go there, you see the other person. That is when they will have chance to attack. So the amount of money we are losing is our problem. It is we are dealing with ourselves. And that is why if you're waiting for the federal government to come and announce, to come and implement it, at times I may even tell you they may be even happy with what is happening, that you are losing money. Yes, because if you look at what is happening recently, most of the shoes, at what point did some of these our brothers, start hawking shoes around? Where are these shoes coming from? So invariably, they are gradually penetrating us, finding out most of the trades that give us money, and they are all embarking on it. If you go to St. Michael's by Mosque, very close to St. Maud's Chambers, you see these Hausa boys where they pick these shoes, these Mokambo shoes, that our people are known for. They are all into that business. And so when they talk about your sit at home and that, it even gives them joy. So it's a time for us the Igbo leaders should come together and say, since this thing, the IPOB persons, have done this. Yes, it's good to show solidarity. We have done it. And any day Nnamdi Kanu is going to court, nobody will tell you to sit at home. You know that one is general. And for those of them who are involved in this, the sit at home shouldn't have even been for us here. For you to make it work, let's assume you want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. And most of the finances that will help, assuming it costs for money, is coming from the southeast. And then you stop the business that will bring out this money. If you want these people to be affected by this sit-at-home, you should have looked for a way to do the sit-at-home at Abuja. When Buhari cannot go to his office, he will know, yes, so let us do something and release this body. But you are still suffering your own people, assuming the IPOB had a hand in it. Yes. Your people that you are suffering. So it makes no meaning to them. That is exactly what I'm talking about. So when Omahi talked about that, though he himself has made several announcements in his own state, there is nothing like that. And I think it's working out there. So that's what I'm thinking. We are actually losing money. But I am still saying it is our fault. We are the cause. We should come together and do something about it.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Honorable Omonle, can it be said that Ipob, yes, they have suspended the sit-at-home order, but can it be said that Ipob has created a monster that is trying to consume the people of the Southeast? When you consider that the hoodlums, the thugs, who are the enforcers, do not listen to notable Igbo people, and even the organized Igbo.
Yes, thank you. My take on that is that the Ipob, I want to say they did create a monster in this regard, because they have been harping on it. They are saying that they are going to deal with anybody who robs innocent people, and they are also particular about criminal activities in the Southeast. I know once they have said they are going to use their capacity to bring, to caution parents and ensure that they don't allow their wards to get involved in criminality. So this I know. But beyond that, something caused this sit-at-home order. It wasn't like that in the past. And then we have we really worked out the modalities on how we are going to stop this, impacting, negatively on our economy and on the people? So it boils back to what the people really want, how they can, as a civil disobedience, to reach government, to express their aggression. They can also wade into it. And I'm too sure that once the ethnic nationality leaders can reach out to the IPOB, and they have a common ground, they can say, look, this is not good for our people. This thing has not been, not many people are enjoying this. Can we just stop this? Then every other arising issues around it, then they have to just treat it holistically. I think it's just, we can get this thing, sanitized.
So, sorry, Mr. Moderator.
Okay.
When you look at these sit-at-home of issues, when they're talking about this sit-at-home, it is not just for the populace. The IPOB themselves, who initiated it, they equally sit at home. So if everybody is sitting at home, who comes out to attack who? That's the question. That is why I sincerely and strongly believe that they are saying that these are the hoodlums who use it to the legal man. They will say is an alibi, to perpetrate evil and so on. So it has nothing to do with the IPOB. That is why I say it is our thing. It's our people that are doing it, or the leaders can still come together, have a meeting and agree. Since these people have called this thing off, our people should go back, they should go about their normal businesses. Our market should be open. When the market is open and people trade the way they normally trade, I'm sure the hoodlums will be afraid to attack.
Okay, thank you. Now, Sir Moses Ogbonna, you are a lawyer. And you are aware that governors are the chief security officers of their state. But with what happens on Mondays, don't you think that it has brought to the fore that these governors are not in charge?
Yes, we've asked the federal government to define what chief security officer means in the position of the governor. Does the governor give order to the police?
Or even to the commissioner of police?
He cannot.
He cannot do so.
The chief security officers are the commissioners of police. He's not the governor. He's being a chief security officer is just a fund to release the security fund to the different arm of security agencies. Now, we see every now and then when the governors release vehicles, jeeps, combat vehicles to the security agencies. Even the governors have gone out of their way to establish their own local vigilante groups, like the Ipob. In Abia, we have the recent one, Homeland
Security,
to assist. But they cannot act beyond the legally established laws, operational models. In fact, most of them are nothing but information gatherers and aggregators. The Homeland Security people are not allowed to carry guns. Even we have the one we call Bakassi. Bakassi carry limited arms. We have civil defense created by the federal government. We have the army, we have the police, we have the air force, we have the navy. In fact, all of them have left. The navy has left the seas. They're now on the road. The air force have left the air. They're also on the road. So they are the people that are supposed to enforce the security of the areas, not the governments. But the question is, what are the police doing What are the army? In fact, the army and the Air Force are not supposed to be seen on the street if the police were doing what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to be at the barracks. The Air Force, the Navy, they are supposed to be at the barracks. But because the police have been cowed, they have left what they are supposed to do. And they begin to chase vehicles, particulars. The ones that are available, like the arrows, the former SARS, for you to ask arrows to come and do arrest in your place, you pay up to 100,000. It does not matter whether you have the money or not. And when, after the arrest, what does arrows do? They release those people.
After collecting money.
After collecting the 100,000. And if you don't even take time, come on time, they tell you that one has expired. You pay another one. If they go and in search of the person and they didn't get
Okay, as Moses, I will have a caller on the line. Okay, continue. So continue.
Then they will tell you the money you have paid has expired. On the seat at home, the moment the IPOB who initiated this says, we have called it off, the police has to settle. I advised them the other day, you do what we call rallies. Police has to parade on the street with the equipment to assure the people that if they come out, nothing will happen to them. Those sitting at home now are sitting out of fear,
yes.
No longer out of solidarity. Where the market people refuse to open, because if they open, the boys will come and attack them. It's out of fear. Police is not doing anything. In fact, they will be the first to lock their stations. Seize it. I went to one of the DPOs, they said, do you know what have happened to our boys? They have been killed, they have been maimed, and nothing happened. Who will do the something? Is it me? It is them that made nothing to happen. You have the court, they didn't ask you to kill anybody. Arrest people and take them to court. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody is even intimidating the people now, like the Prof says. People are going about their normal duties on those Mondays, even though skeletally. Skeletally because the majority of the people are sitting at home out of fear, because the police, the army, the navy, the civil defense, even the homeland security are not doing it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry, Mr. Moderator. I keep blaming our leaders here because look at what is happening in the Yoruba land in the southwest. Talk about the Moteko. It was on news yesterday, planning on how to get them sophisticated weapons. But even when we talked about the Bubago, the last time I went to Ebonyi State, I saw the Ibubagos is only in Ebonyi. I've not seen any in Abia State here.
With Dengo.
With Dengo. And now, if you talk about that, and that of the Southeast, the moment they mentioned it, I'm sure, I don't know whether it is from a directive from the federal government or so, they're afraid. Let it not look as if they have something to do with the IPOB or not. Because I think we had a well-fortified security outfit that would have been here. Outside that, I've forgotten what they called them, simply because they say it came from Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu.
ESN. Is it the...
Yes, ESN. And these people were at the bushes. They were at the bushes. Checking. Remember, how many times have we had news about our ladies being raped, maimed in their farms, and so on? And that is exactly what the ESN was after. But because of fear, I don't know what is wrong with our governors down here at the service. But look at the West now. The Motekun are there. They helped in those people that perpetrated that killing in that Catholic church. Yes. They assisted in making sure they brought them to book. Then here, they scare our own people away. And they're doing nothing. And our leaders are doing nothing to ensure that these security people are restored. The Bubango is it's a mo. Sometimes we say they are not a Bubango. Whether it's a Bubango.
When there is no agro.
When there is when the land is not
A Bubango.
So Bubango without agro, what will you have? So it's mockery. I don't know what is happening with our leaders here. If we have something like that ESL equipped and so, I'm telling you, it's you, the owner of a house, or that will tell the man who is coming to visit you that your dog is a toothless bulldog. That's exactly what the leaders of the Southeast are doing. And that is why they are dealing with us. Look at what has been happening recently. If you are moving from Omaya or from here to Enugu, and that between Leru to Leru and so on, going upwards. Look at what has been happening. And you saw the testimony, you had the testimony of the bishop. You had the testimony. The only thing we had on news was the army general said he will be brought to book to come and explain. The man did not deny what he said. And yet, after seeing all these things, we are still talking about a Bubango that has no Igbo, and that is not even seen anywhere. I think it's high time our leaders should come together and think about how to secure this. The Yorubas have done theirs, and they are working with it seriously. It was on news yesterday that they are planning on how to import sophisticated weapons for them to guard their people because they've seen the need. What are our people doing? What are the governors of the Southeast people? What are they doing? That's the problem.
Okay, thank you very much.
And then, in fact, just like we have to try the Yoruba experiment, the Southwest experiment, introducing Abosekun, we can introduce, the governors come together, involve the various states, House of Assembly leaders, sign into law a formidable security team, in fact, an elite vigilante that will take care of the Southeast, that will foil all the kidnap, rape, and everything happening in ambushes, which has cost us food insecurity. People no longer go to their farms. And if we say we have a Bubango, why security in the Southeast? Or better still, if not for the controversy surrounding it, ESA has proven themselves to be really good. But if it's something government can work with them, the Southeast government, and
find out what they do.
Find out what they do.
Yes. Work in synergy.
Yes, work in synergy with them, and then they just sign them into law. All these issues of security will end abruptly.
Okay, thank you very much. Semusi Sobon, I'm still going to ask you that same question. What do you think is the panacea?
We are not in a hopeless situation. We are only in a distrust situation. It's a situation of distrust. Now, if the government will come into it, I mean the state governments come into it, not forming one unit or the other. We have Bakassi formed by the state government. We have Homeland Security formed by the government. We don't know what they do. We don't know how they, what their program, how they integrate the citizen. I told them that if you want to form any vigilante group or any Homeland Security or a bank, you have units. One unit will include the palm one tappers, the palm cutters, the hunters. You intimate them. The market, the cassava growing farmers who go into the forest. They know where these kidnappers are. They see them. They occasionally not run into them. But because there is no organized body that they can report to, involve the SS, involve the villages, involve the women organizations, because, like I said, there is no land that does not belong to a local a village. No land that belongs to local government. You can't stand on Isialang South and say, I'm standing on Isialang South. They will ask you where. It's either you are in Umonglago or you are in Umokebe. And the Umonglago has forest where these hoodlums stay. And it is Umonglago people that goes into farming in those areas. And they will tell you whom they see in their forest and whom they do not see. If you bring somebody from Lagos
It's possible.
or from Aba even to go and secure Umongalago, without Umongalago people, you will not get any information.
It's not going to work.
It won't work. So we have to bring up a security situation where the locals will have a channel of information without being exposed to risk at the hands of their captives. If we don't do that, we will have people who will be taking salaries, boasting on what they do, flushing out the hoodlums in 7 days, when the hoodlums will be where they are. Who gives them information? Who gives them food? Who brings diesel to them? Who buys their arms? It is also the villagers, the Okada riders, the Keke riders within that area who are afraid of not being killed. Once we make them our informants, securing whom they are, without unveiling their mask, you will see that you will have enough information to flush out to this.
Okay, thank you very much. Professor Jele, from what Moses said, he is calling for community policing involving the locals in security. Do you think that is the solution?
That would be a wonderful step. Like I said earlier, we only need a serious synergy between the government of the day, the state governors of the Southeast, to come together and agree. They should stop paying lip service to most of these problems. They should stop this idea of eye service, eye servanthood with the federal. That is why we have no security here. If you look at what has been happening in Imo State, how many youths have been killed there? And why? Simply because a particular person thinks he is a servant to a particular group up there. And that is why there have been serious killings. Let the charity begin at home. Let us put our people first. And that is the only way we are going to get this. Talking about this, as far as I'm concerned, they are just wasting their time. What kind of weapons do they have? And how can you tell us you brought in soldiers to help us? Do the soldiers know our forest? Do they know our ways? If we want to really form serious security down here in the East, we must get the peoples directly involved. They must be part of what we are doing and give them a training and then equip them. There is no limitation to equipment.
With the soldiers and
they work with synergy with the
soldiers.
soldiers
Kill a
and
soldier
the police.
or a policeman when he knows where he is going. You see policemen being ambushed, armies being ambushed. Those people that are ambushing them are coming from the forest
Because they
or from a village.
Yes, because the army and police, they don't know even that area.
They don't know it.
They don't know it very well. So it is important we come together. Our leaders, our governors. It is important to think about something to do, and let us come together and see how we can create. If you can adopt ECN, honestly, without painting words, I'm not sure Nnamdi Kanu had any evil intention in that security initiation. No, there is no evil intention. It was for the betterment of our people. And I think the governors, you don't just discard an idea simply because you are not the originator. It is wrong. I think this is high time we come together. There is no atom of security at this part of the globe. Anything happens at any time. And it is, yet we have the so-called, anyway, just like Mo said, most of these governors are not, they are only chief security of finances. They are not chief security in real security terms. Yeah. If the commissioner of police cannot take orders from the governor here, but takes orders from the IG, that means the governor is more or less doing nothing.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the much we can take as far as today's edition of Issues of the Moment is concerned. Our conversation today, we centered on the effect of the sit-at-home order on the economy of the southeast region of Nigeria. I want to thank my three discussants who participated in today's edition of our program. Sir Moses Ogbonna, it's always a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Professor Chinedum Adele, I want to also thank you for sparing your time to come to talk to us. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Viewers, thank you for watching too.
And Honorable Ayo Omoene, I want to thank you for being part of today's edition of our program.
Thank you, Moderator. Thank you, esteemed viewers. Stay with Living TV always.
My name is Chimezie Ozems. I want also to thank you for investing your time in watching today's edition of the program. Our program, Nigeria Today, comes up tomorrow. I want to advise you to stay tuned and watch that beautiful program. It's bye from me.
Remember that a simple step is the beginning of a million miles. Let's start right now to rebuild ourselves so as to make the country smile. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Heaven and earth will pass away. It is written in the book of God. The good people will surely find their ways, and the meek will inherit the world. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't fall. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yes. We want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah.